Yeah.
To have a generator that size, it would be probably three.
Yeah, it's about time.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. All right, Steve, man. Those kind of hurt to get.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Thank you all for being here tonight. If you're here for the city council meeting, you're at the right place. Before we get into our meeting, we do have two public hearings. First of all, public hearing number one, public hearing on ordinance number 4578, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia, Tennessee, by amending the commercial downtown historic district overlay to include property at 810 Woodland Street, being tax map 99A, Group K, Parcel 11. This is Ward 3. Anyone in the audience this evening wish to be heard on public hearing number one? Hearing none. Anyone on council wish to be heard on public hearing number one? Seeing none, entertain a motion to close public hearing number one.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Sechrist. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey.
Aye.
Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye. Public hearing number one is closed. Next item, public hearing two, public hearing on ordinance number 4582, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia, Tennessee, by approving the Morning Point Preliminary Planned Unit Development Master Plan, formerly part of the Rutherford Lane Westfield Park Mixed Use PUD, off Rutherford Lane and Westfield Drive, being a portion of tax map 112, parcel 3.07. This is in Ward 1. Anyone in the audience this evening wish to be heard on public hearing number two? Seeing none. Anyone on council wish to be heard on public hearing number two? Hearing none, entertain a motion to close public hearing number two.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Sechrist. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey.
Aye.
Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye. Public hearing number two is now closed. All right, that takes us now to our regular meeting this evening. Let me once again say thank you to all of you who are here and those of you who are tuning in on YouTube. We appreciate you tuning in and for your interest in our meeting. We're glad you're here. We have a good, productive meeting scheduled for tonight. We have a lot of special visitors here as well that we'd like to say a special welcome and thank you for being here. We look forward to recognizing you here momentarily. I would also like to say a special welcome to Miss Kayla Estep, who is here this evening. As a part of her Youth Leadership Murray program. Councilmember Huffman mentioned that she was here, and so we wanted to give a special thanks to her. I enjoyed speaking with that program earlier today, so thank you, Ms. Estep, for being here, and we hope you learned something tonight while you're here with us. Mr. Jablonski, we will take the roll now, please, sir.
Mr. McCollum. Mr. Huffman. Here. Ms. Sechrist. Here. Mr. Marshall.
Here.
Mr. McKelvey.
Here.
Vice Mayor McBroom.
Here.
Mayor Mulder.
Here, let the record reflect those members who are present. Next, we have our invocation by Phil Sanchez of the Bridge Church. And as Mr. Sanchez is coming up, if you are able to stand, please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led this evening by Council Member Kenny Marshall.
Let's bow our heads and pray together. Heavenly Father, we pause at the beginning of this meeting to acknowledge that all wisdom, justice, and leadership ultimately come from you. We thank you tonight for the city of Columbia, for its history, its growth, its neighborhoods, its schools, its businesses, and the many people who serve this community every day. Thank you for these council members, the mayor, and all public servants who have accepted the responsibility of leadership. We know that public service requires time, energy, sacrifice, and often difficult decisions, and we are grateful for their willingness to serve. Tonight, God, we ask that you grant them wisdom that is steady and clear. When conversations are complex, give them discernment. When perspectives differ, give them patience and the ability to listen well. When pressure rises, give them calm and courage. Help them lead with integrity and humility, remembering that behind every policy and every vote are real people and real families. We pray that their work would promote peace, justice, and the long-term flourishing of this city. God, we ask you to guard this room from unnecessary division and guide discussions towards collaboration and mutual respect. May this meeting be productive, thoughtful, and marked by civility. We especially ask that their leadership would benefit those who are most vulnerable in our community, our children, our seniors, our struggling families, and those who often go unseen. May Columbia continue to be a place where people can live, work, and raise their families and thrive. So God, we ask you to bless this time together and bless this city. And we ask these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May be seated. Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda, and I believe we do have one modification, which would include removing items 10.3 and 10.4 from the agenda.
That is correct, Mayor.
All right, so with that being said, I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda, subject to the removal of items 10.3 and 10.4 from the agenda per the request of the applicant. Motion's been properly seconded. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Sechrist. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. We're now in presentations. We are going to take this a little bit out of order without objection, beginning with item 5.3, recognition of the City of Columbia first responders and Columbia Power and Water Systems for their effort during the recent ice and snowstorm. So I know we have several with us tonight. If y'all could meet us down in the well here with council, we'd like to offer a brief recognition and photo, please. All right, well, this is nothing too formal. We just wanted to have some of the faces to the response to the recent winter storm that put in a lot of work to ensure that our community was safe. We know that not everyone was as fortunate as Columbia was with respect to how bad we were hit with the storm, but also with respect to the response. And Columbia Power and Water Systems did a phenomenal job of triaging the situation, and we're very fortunate and thankful for their good work. I know that we have two tonight with us who are actually back tonight who have since retired. Jeff Parks and Kyle Patrick, y'all were willing to come back, and so we're grateful to y'all for that. We're grateful for your service to the city and to CPWS as well. Also, we have our Columbia Police Department and Columbia Fire and Rescue, who also answered the call of service once again, as they always do. When we were in our homes, warm and playing outside in the snow, they were answering calls, helping folks who had fallen or who had had vehicle accidents. And also our Public Works Department, who really mastered the art of tending to a winter storm several years ago, and ever since. It's always just been something really nice to watch unfold, because they know what they're doing, they know how to do it, and there's so many compliments that we get as a council during that process of how good the roads are and how much they're doing for us. And it's not us that should get the credit, it's the men and women at those departments that do that work. So we just wanted to recognize them tonight. We wanted to pause and say thank you to them for their work and for sacrificing for all of us in our community to keep us safe. So how about we give them a round of applause? I know we have a couple of department heads. Jeff Dwyer, would you like to say anything? Maybe just give a little overview of how much salt was put on the road and how many man hours and all the things.
Well, we worked around the clock on 12-hour shifts, starting on Saturday morning, and we went through, I guess, Tuesday morning early. So we put down about 400 tons of salt in either salt brine, liquid fashion, or granulated. And we treat about 480 lane miles, I believe it is, citywide. So we're really proud of our team, and I think we did a great job. There's always things we want to try and tweak along the way, reflect on and maybe make some changes. But by and large, I think we did a great job. So I'm happy.
Thank you. CPD, Columbia Fire, y'all want to offer any remarks?
Business as usual.
Enough said. Ryan Massey?
Yes, sir. Just for your information, Sunday by, I think it was 3:30, we had 25% of our system out. By that evening, we had everything down to about 5% of our system out. We worked from Sunday morning, I think it was 4 o'clock, to really, we sent crews home Friday at 4:30, and then we still had crews working that next weekend throughout the day, fixing damage houses that the customers had suffered that we were fixing back. So we had a long week. Our water department, and from the treatment plant to the distribution system, had several main water breaks. So while y'all are a little cold, you can imagine what it's like being in a hole with the water spraying everywhere. So we struggled, but we got it through. I would like to personally say thank you to Mr. Jeff Park and Kyle Patrick. They were actually supposed to retire that week and chose to push their retirement out to the very end of that. And it was with their knowledge and their services that we were able to retire. We got to learn from the best when they walked out. I'm very appreciative. I think our whole staff appreciates that.
How many years of service between Jeff and Kyle total? Fine.
You want me to say? So we don't split it? So I'll say together. Together, they have 95 years of service.
Wow, let's give that a round.
That's
and Ryan, thank you for saying that. One thing that we take for granted is we don't realize that the men and women at CPWS are also first responders and out there doing very difficult and dangerous work, tough conditions. And so thank you, CPWS. Kyle and Jeff, thanks to y'all. The knowledge that y'all are taking away with your retirement is a lot, but the fact that you stayed on like that is just a testament to public service. So we are grateful for service. Thank you. Councilor Huffman, did you say something?
I'm gonna tell you how to make you feel old. There's no telling how many hundreds of miles I've went when Jeff was in high school to watch him play basketball, and now he's retired after 40-something years. Kyle over there, he climbed the first pole he ever climbed. He climbed it with me, and now he's retired. So, the other boys, Robert, I remember him when he was a boy. His granddaddy's one who hired me at Columbia Power System. So that's how long I've been knowing him. I want to thank you. Y'all done a good job. Thank you.
Well, we're very grateful to all of y'all, and if you don't mind, maybe we'll take a group photo. And
Yes, can you get everybody tossed in front of you? Everybody squeeze.
I'm gonna scoot this back. Oh. Just temporary. We're just gonna scoot it back a minute. Now y'all go back.
Squeeze in just a little bit tighter, about 2 steps, everybody. There we go. All right, on the count of 3, everybody put right here, please. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
the last thing I'll say, one other thing that we take for granted and we might not appreciate is the coordination between our departments, obviously between our interdepartments, fire, police, and public works. It's a sight to see the way that they communicate and work with CPWS, but also all of the first responding entities all across Perry County. There's so much communication and coordination, really where you see our community shine during difficult times. That cross communication and coordination is something that we should be very grateful for. So as they leave, let's give them one more round of Stay down here, Council. Yeah.
Come on, Miss Seekers, get up here.
All right, we have one more presentation this evening. We're going to also take out of order without objection. This is going to be item 5.4. We're really excited about this item. Oh, that's okay. Item 5.4, which is presentation from our local Army Recruiting Office of Columbia, celebrating the achievements and commitment of our future soldiers who have chosen to serve while strengthening community support for their journey. I've had the opportunity to get to know some of these guys at the local recruiting office. And one of the things that we've talked about is, the Columbia Army Recruiting Office is constantly recruiting new members of our military who are enlisting in the Army, who are going out to serve our country. And we feel like it's appropriate to give them attention, show them that they are loved and supported by this community, and that we are appreciative of their service and that they're willing to serve our country. So we wanted to invite the newest class of recruits, if you will, to our council meeting for recognition. And so I believe we have several of them who are here. So I'm going to ask them to come on up. If you're here and you're a recruit, come on up, and we're going to recognize all of you this evening. And then at the conclusion, I'd like to also recognize Sergeant First Class Ryan Spiller, who is the station commander at the Columbia location, to offer some brief remarks as well. So we have this certificate of enlistment. is the certificate of enlistment certify that, I'm going to give your name, has enlisted for service in the United States Army. The people of the United States are deeply grateful to you for your personal commitment to national defense, and so too are those of us in the city of Columbia. So Ethan Bilo. Danny Brady. Anthony Cioto. Did I pronounce it right? All right. Congratulations. Austin Spires. Duncan Gavitt. Corbin McGarity. Michael Malone. Wesley Mitchell. Aaron Hollenbeck. Joseph Daniels. And last but not least, Gabriel Meredith. Right. Did I miss anybody? Got everybody? Very good. That's an indicator of Sergeant First Class Spiller. We got us all. Got it all. So with that said, would you like to maybe offer some remarks?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Roller and Council, for allowing us to do this. Biggest thing, the reason for this event is to show these individuals, obviously, they know they have to out, but showing them that as they go out to basic training, the next 2 6, but you have to support the local community. And getting the opportunity to recognize these individuals, part of Congress of America that actually serve their country, showing that they have support no matter where they go, whether it's overseas or stateside, that we all have the back of the
Thank you so much. So would you like to also introduce who you also have with you?
This is so Sergeant McCarthy. So Sergeant McCarthy is actually our future soldier leader. He is one that is in charge of getting them ready for basic training. We've been training on Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. over at our recruiting office. He's the one, the brains behind the operation to get them ready. And we also have my company commander, Captain Poole, who is in charge of the national recruiting companies. We have stations in Madison, Murfreesboro, Columbia, Mount Juliet, and Gallatin.
And they will go to basic training in the next couple of months. Is that right?
So all of them between February and I think the latest one will fly. Right. She's a senior. So once she graduates, what's that? June? Okay, June. So once she graduates high school, we'll work on her.
And approximately how many come through the Columbia recruiting office?
So last year we enlisted 68 troops. For last year, that was from October 1st to September 30th of 2025. Right now we are at 21 enlistees. So far, 11 of these were for last quarter, which was between October and for last.
We just want to once again, on behalf of all of us at the City of Columbia, say thank you for your service. We're very grateful that you've chosen this career path and your willingness to go serve our country. And we are with you in thoughts and spirits and prayers as you go about your service. And you always have a place here in Columbia to call home, and that you can rely on for support in any way that you ever need. So thank you once again for your service. Truly, it means a lot to all of us. And let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. You know what? I'll come take a knee. I'll take a knee right here.
Good job. Big time. 3, 2, 1.
One more. 3, 2.
Thank y'all.
Randy, help me scoot this back. Right there about where it's at. I don't know.
We don't need any closer. We got another one?
Boy, they got recruited a lot better than I did. About 80 of us went to Nashville. They made us undress and they said, everybody here. The DI, I looked around and said, I don't know. And the DI said, why did you say? He screamed it.
All right, we do have one more presentation this evening. It's item 5.1, presentation of the Economic Impact Award presented to the City of Columbia Parks and Recreation Department. So I know we have Max here. Mac, you the only one?
I am.
All right, well.
The rest are working, sir.
Okay. There you go. Well, this award is from the, who is it from? It's from
Sports Destination Management.
Sports Destination Management. There you go. If I would have read it, I would have known. This Champions of Economic Impact is presented by Sports Destination Management to the PGF 13 Under Super Select and the City of Columbia Parks and Recreation Department for being champions in the Small Market 2025. This is a nice award, well deserved. Matt, congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
Tell us a little bit about this.
This award is basically a national recognition for our size. It basically gives award to individuals who bring in a lot of economic impact, which is basically generated through our ball terms. PGF is Premier Girls Fast Pitch Softball. They held 6 tournaments last year, did an outstanding job, 75 teams. Everyone traveled from out of state, came in, spend their money, and that's basically what this award is for. The fact that we generate those funds for our area. If I could, Mayor, I'd like to thank this council, Vice Mayor, City Manager, Assistant City Manager, and every department head for this, because each one of you were involved, as you know. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mac.
The estimated dollar amount from PGF alone was about $3.2 million per tournament. So with 6, you're looking at almost $19 million. We had a total of 22 major events at Red Leaf, and the total economic impact was about $22 million. But that will be updated this year, given a post-COVID updated formula. So it's actually going to be a lot more, and we'll announce that for sure when that comes out.
All right. Take a quick pic. Go.
There you go. Let me jump to Mayor and Vice Mayor. That's what I'm saying.
3, 2, 1. Got it.
There you go, Mac.
Thank you. Appreciate it, everyone.
Mike has an update too, just real quickly about the upcoming State Classic. He wants to show you.
Yep. Hotel rooms are reserved. Tickets are being sold like crazy. We've worked out with the school systems this year. They're going to buy tickets so they can bring students out for actual first game. So we'll be full at the beginning. Just over 1,400 total tickets when you think about what we sold, the schools have reserved, and the local sponsors. So it's going fast, and it will be sold out quickly. So anyone out there who wants tickets, make sure you get them, because I always get those calls at the end of the year that, we sold out. So let's do it now.
All right, and I did confirm yesterday that the mayor of Clarksville is going to be down to throw out the first pitch for the UT Austin Peay game. So we'll be excited to welcome the mayor of Clarksville to town.
We have some really exciting things, too, as far as who's going to be singing the national anthem that'll be announced.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mac.
Thank you.
All right, that leaves us with one more presentation. Will Evans is here. He managed to stay through those. Thank you, Will, for allowing us to do that a little bit out of order, but we're glad you're here tonight. Welcome, and look forward to your presentation.
No problem. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Glad to be before you. You all should have received a copy of our presentation. I'll start past the title slide and talk through our February Economic Development Dashboard. I'll just hit a few notes on there. You will see our active project pipeline. We did cull that at the beginning of the year. We'll typically take a moment, look at our pipeline, take some of the cooler projects out, and recalibrate that for the year. So we're currently tracking 20 active projects. You'll see their potential impact. And I'll just note over to the far right, you'll see the breakdown of the various industries. So really representing a strong diversification of the projects that we are proactively working to bring to Columbia and Murray County. Next, I'll skip down to the unemployment rate. The most recent numbers that have been released are for December 2025. I'm sure you all have seen some of the news over the last week or so, which is factual that Murray County has moved to the highest unemployment rate in the state for that month. But I did want to provide some additional context around those numbers. That is 5.7%, which is still a good unemployment rate compared to where we were back in 2008, 9, 10, and 11 when we were in the double digits, oftentimes close to 20%. Some of that is being impacted by General Motors and the suppliers there. We all know that both Ultium Cells and General Motors has pulled back to one shift while they are retooling and getting ready for some new product, which is ultimately going to be a positive. However, this was measured, if you'll recall, in the month of December. General Motors was in a complete shutdown from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So that is reflected in these numbers. So we're hopeful as the January numbers are released, we will see more of a true what the impact of this reduction in a shift is going to be now that they are back at work. So just wanted to provide a little bit of context behind those numbers so that we don't feel there's any need to be overly alarmed at this point. But as we always do, we're going to continue to watch those numbers. And then finally, on the bottom line, received some questions recently. You'll see the Q2 2025 Murray County employment. So just again, wanted to provide some context around these numbers. Manufacturing and trade and business services are two of the highest represented. And then on the far right, you'll see agriculture is represented at less than 1%. Again, some additional context. What this is looking at is the number of employees in Murray County by businesses that are 5 or more and required to provide unemployment insurance. So that's what's measured here. So we've heard some questions and comments around with us being such a strong agriculture community and having such a strong agriculture impact across the state. Why is it only 1% or less of our employment? But if you look at a farm operation compared to a large manufacturing operation, you have hundreds of people, sometimes thousands of people, whereas on a farm operation, you just have a smaller number of people there. And then there's often a lot that are falling under that 5-person threshold. So that is just a little more context there. We are a very proud agriculture community, but just these numbers, just the way they're put together, just don't quite present that correctly. The rest of the information you have is pretty straightforward: housing permits, housing prices, vacancy rates, and all of that. Shifting on to the next two slides, really before I move forward to that, I do want to, as we're still transitioning into 2026, note some of the highlights for economic development from 2025. We did successfully complete our capital campaign, of which you guys are a generous investor. We were able to increase our economic development budget by about 22%. So we appreciate your support and the support of our many investors. While we did not have any official announcements last year, I did want to just paint the picture that we do have a few in the pipeline that we're anticipating being announced here in the next month to few months. And those are going to be the types of projects that we are proactively recruiting, focusing on that continued diversification of industry, high-wage jobs, and providing minimal infrastructure impact to the community. So please stay tuned for those. We continue to make strides in our existing industry and workforce development programs. We were able to meet with over 55 employers and workforce development partners throughout the year. We were able to host the Consul General of Japan to meet with existing industries. There's several industries here in the community that are based out of Japan, so we were able to provide some interaction with them in their offices in Nashville. We hosted our inaugural Align Workforce Summit. We'll talk a little bit about our second one here in a minute. We did host a non-traditional workforce lunch and learn, providing opportunities for employers to tap into some of the non-traditional workforce that is out there, people who may be leaving incarceration or dealing with issues, who are really striving for an opportunity to get a job and better their lives, and kind of connect those dots there. And then we did hold an active shooter training as well. Unfortunately, that is a topic that businesses do have to prepare for. So we were able to bring in an industry expert for a half-a-day seminar for our existing industries. And on the product development front, we were able to advance 2 of our existing publicly owned properties to help enhance their developability, one of those including the Columbia, Tennessee rail site and the relocation of the power line project that is going on there. So as we shift forward to 2026, the next 2 slides are just there as a reminder of our priorities. This is the second year of our current economic development strategy titled Enhance Murray. So what you have here is a copy of the vision behind that, as well as the framework we're going to use. And so to summarize the vision of where we are going as an organization is, we can all agree we've seen many positive impacts on the growth that has happened over the last 10 years, but it's also presented a new set of challenges for the community. We are well aware of that. We also understand that we must be more strategic in order to maintain a community that is desirable. So our vision moving forward is to focus on community enhancement. To simply put that, we are striving to make things better, not just bigger as a community. So as we transition into 2026, we're really focusing on 3 main priorities to accomplish that. And the top one is to create a cohesive community vision. We see our organization to be a neutral catalyst to go through this process as a community, to really gain wide community and stakeholder buy-in, resulting in common vision across the entire county. We will then define our clear targets as a community and then utilize this vision to refine our future work as an economic development organization to make sure what we are doing is what the community is wanting to see. We will continue to support our existing industries through our workforce development programs, growing our Align Murray program, looking to focus or adding an industry council focused on human resources and to continue to support our existing industries. And then we will continue to work to proactively recruit projects to the community and really focusing on 3 things. That is diversification of industry, creating higher wage opportunities, and to minimize infrastructure impact with those projects. It's important to note that this type of project management can be a little more challenging. We're having to have a little more challenging conversations with projects that may just not be the best fit for various reasons, and making sure, that we're having those difficult conversations on the front end in order to make things easier in the long term. So all that said, we're excited about our year 2 of our 5-year plan through 2029. The last couple slides, just some items to note regarding our annual meeting. The ICE event was the topic of the evening, and it caused us to have to reschedule our annual meeting from late January. That has now been rescheduled to Thursday, March 26th. So you all are still invited. I think many of you did have a ticket. Those are still good. If you don't, I think we've got maybe 4 left if you guys are interested. And I did want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, which you see listed on that slide as well. And then finally, our Align Murray Workforce Summit, our second rendition of that, is coming up here in a couple weeks on February 25th. So just wanted to extend that invitation to you. This half-day summit is going to focus on bringing together leaders, educators, and employers to align resources and share insights to build a stronger future-ready workforce for Murray County. We're going to have Danny Nelms, who is an organizational behavior scientist and CEO with Work Institute, and Dwayne Scott, who's the Deputy Commissioner with the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. The topics at this year's summit is going to focus on workforce culture, retention, and employee engagement. So we would invite you all to join us on the 25th, and that will be at the second floor conference room of the First Farmers Bank North Side on Highway 31. So at this point, I'll stop and take any questions you all might have.
All right, any questions for Will Evans? Mr. McCulley, you have one?
Just need to, there's a link on our website to register. There's no cost for that, though.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Will. Good presentation. Appreciate that. All right. Next section is organizational business. Section 6, 6.1, approve the minutes of the January 8, 2026 City Council meeting. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 6.2, approve ratification of retirement benefits for Terry Boatwright, Plant Operator, Wastewater Department. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on that item? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 6.3, confirmation of mayor's reappointment of Jordana Seacrest to the Columbia Housing and Redevelopment Corporation for a 5-year term beginning January 14, 2026, expiring January 14, 2031. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 6.3? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 6.4, approve the appointment of Rebecca Cogiton to the City of Columbia Arts Council beginning on February 12, 2026 and expiring June 13, 2029. It's been moved and properly seconded on that item. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Final item, 6.5, approval of retirement benefits for Darrell South, Recreation Aid 2, Parks and Recreation Department. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 6.5? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next, section 7, consent agenda. These items are deemed non-controversial, requiring no additional debate or discussion. Unless someone wants to remove any of the items, I will read through them collectively and then we'll vote on them collectively. I'm going to, out of the top, take out items 7:15 and 7:16. The two Spring Hill related items. I know that we have the Spring Hill mayor and the city administrator here tonight, so I'm going to take that out so we can bring them up for discussion, just to talk to them since they came all the way down to Columbia. We're going to let them, with the mayor being here this evening, we'd like to recognize him. So I'll read through the consent agenda with that said. 7.1, approved disbursements for the month of December 2025 in the amount of $13,144,601.49. Item 7.2, approved payment to Murray County to provide funding for the Murray County City of Columbia Animal Services Facility for the first and second quarter of fiscal year 2026 of $121,000. Item 7.3, approve the renewal of liability and auto insurance with public entity partners in the amount of $578,175. Item 7.4, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the non-exclusive use and occupancy permit between the City of Columbia and Muletown Baseball League for the 2026 season. Item 7.5, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the non-exclusive use and occupancy permit between the City of Columbia and the Columbia Soccer Association for the 2026 season. Item 7.6, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the non-exclusive use and occupancy permit between the City of Columbia and Columbia Girls Fast Pitch Association for the 2026 season. Item 7.7, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the non-exclusive use and occupancy permit between the City of Columbia and the Excel Aquatics for the 2026 season. Item 7.8, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the non-exclusive use and occupancy permit between the City of Columbia and the Columbia American Little League for the 2026 season. Item 7.9, approve and authorize the mayor to sign contract amendment number 7 of job number 20199 between the City of Columbia and Lowe's Design for professional services for the multiple renovations of the Columbia Aquatics and Recreation Center, not to exceed $50,000. Item 7.10, approve and authorize the mayor to sign a revision to the contract between Locality Media, Inc., DBA First Due, and the City of Columbia for an add-on module for the proactive monitoring of responder health and safety, including exposure history along with incident, training, or event correlation, exposure trends to support compliance with organizational health and safety initiatives. 7.11, approve reimbursement amount of $16,650 to LPT LLC for surety release for Greystone Subdivision. 7.12, approve and authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Quality Management Services LLC in the amount of $14,500 to include reimbursement of travel expenses to provide strategic planning consulting services to the City of Columbia. Item 7.13, acceptance of annual reports of the City of Columbia Employees Retirement Benefit Plan Fund and the City of Columbia Retirement Health Insurance Post-Employment Benefit Trust for the period ending December 31, 2025. 714, approve the purchase of desktop towers, tablets, and accessories from Dell Technologies in the amount of $227,935.43. 717, approve bid award and authorize the mayor to sign a contract between the City of Columbia and Steelhead Building Group in the amount of $1,463,805 to complete the Ridley Pickleball Complex Edition at Ridley Sports Complex and Woodland Park Tennis Court renovations. That is your consent agenda, items 7.1 through 714, or 15, and then item 7.17. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, the consent agenda is approved. I'll now call 7.15, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the reimbursement agreement between the City of Columbia, Tennessee, and the City of Spring Hill, Tennessee. Mayor Fitterer from Spring Hill came all the way down this evening along with the city administrator, Carter Napier. We're glad y'all are here. We did have a good discussion on this at the study session meeting, but Mayor, since you made it here tonight, we wanted to give you the floor. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. For the record, Matt Fitterer, City of Spring Hill. Apologies for missing the work session, but 7-year-old's music program took priority over wastewater. So at this point, all we're looking to do is collect information. We think your engineers should study your sewage system and provide you with information, but we don't want you to bear any cost with that. So 715 simply allows us to reimburse you for costs that you might incur as a result of collecting this information. Happy to answer any questions that y'all might have.
Any questions for Mayor Fitterer? I just want to say, as I said at the study session, Mayor, I think that this is an opportunity for us to at least explore the potential partnership here. I think that this is an example where two municipalities can work together. I appreciate the approach that you and your team have taken with respect to, hey, look, there's no pressure here. This may not work, but it's worth giving it a shot to see.
That goes both ways, Mayor.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you. All right. 7:15, we'll entertain a motion to approve. I'll make the motion. Seconded by Councilmember Marshall. Any discussion on item 7:15? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye. Item 7:15 is approved. And then the next item, 7:16, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement between the City of Columbia and J.R. Walford and Company for the evaluation of Columbia's wastewater collection system to assist the City of Spring Hill by accepting a portion of the residential sanitary sewer. This, of course, is just the agreement between the city and our own engineers to conduct the study. So I'll make the motion to approve item 7:16. Properly seconded by the vice mayor. Any discussion? Mr. Napier, you're here. You can speak if you like, but if not, we'll just say welcome to you. We didn't want you to. All right. He says, let the record reflect. He's good. All right. Any other discussion on item 7:16? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Thank you once again, Spring Hill. Safe travels back north on Highway 31. There being no items under Section 8 Administration, we'll move on now to Section 9 Resolutions. 9.1 Resolution 2605 Tax Corrections. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.2, resolution to accept the public streets and drainage improvements serving Polk Place subdivision phases 1, 2A, 2B, and 3 for ownership and maintenance. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 9.2? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.3, Resolution 2607, Special Assessment Corrections. It's been moved and properly seconded. Item 9.3, any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.4, Resolution 2608, a resolution accepting a donation of $300 from the Mid-South Electric for the Parks and Recreation Staff Luncheon. It's Been moved, properly seconded. 9.4, any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.5, resolution number 2609, a resolution confirming compliance and review of financial policies and authorizing an application for the Comptroller's Financial Excellence Award.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on 9.5? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.6, resolution 2610, a resolution to authorize the city of Columbia to apply for the 2026 Rescue Squad Grant Program application and authorize the mayor to execute documents related to and accepting and administering the grant project. Been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.7, resolution 2611, a resolution to accept the public streets and drainage improvements serving Greystone subdivision for ownership and maintenance. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on 9.7? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Now on the final section, ordinances. 10.1, second consideration on ordinance number 4579, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia, Tennessee, by de-annexing properties located off of Darks Mill Road, being tax map 52, parcels 38.03, 38.05, 38.06, and tax map 66, parcels 1.01, 1.02, and 1.03. Motion to approve and been properly seconded. I do have Justin Batt that has signed up. If you'd like to speak. I have to say, Mr. Batt, by my count, I think you've been to every one of these meetings. We got to you a little sooner tonight than we did the last one, but thank you for being here and for your participation in this. This has been a little bit unusual, but I think you've navigated it well along with others, and so we're grateful for y'all's patience in that regard.
No, thank you. That was my comment. For the record, let it reflect that I'm just thankful and grateful for all of you. This is what it should look like between a citizen and city council and the mayor and administration as well. So Paul, thank you. Everybody listened. They heard what we had to say. We thought about it logically and we dealt with it civilly. And Brian McKelvey was just phenomenal. He came out to the property, he listened to us, and he's been the point man to bring this forward. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Batt family, the Crouches, and the Dransfields. We appreciate this very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Batt, and thanks for being here. We have a motion and a second on the floor, so any further discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved on second and final consideration. Item 10.2, second consideration of ordinance 4580, an ordinance for the abandonment of a right-of-way being Columbia Rock Products Road and authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver quitclaim deeds to the property owner. It's been moved, properly seconded. Any discussion on that item? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, item 10.2 is approved. 10.3 and 10.4 have been removed from the agenda, so we will move now to 10.5. First consideration on ordinance 4578, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia, Tennessee, by amending the commercial downtown historic district overlay to include a property at 810 Woodland Street, being tax map 99A, Group K, parcel 11. This is Ward 3. Now, I am going to recuse myself from this matter, so I'll hand it over to Vice Mayor McBroom.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. We didn't want to have any more discussion on it? Okay. We have a motion to approve. We have a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. Now, do we have any more discussion? I think we covered all of it during study session. I don't see any. Roll call.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Abstain.
Back to you, Mayor.
All right. That takes us to item 10.6, first consideration of ordinance 4581, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 25-26 budget ordinance 4544 as amended, providing for revisions to the general capital projects and grants funds and establish the date of March 12, 2026 as the date of public hearing. been moved and properly seconded. Item 10.6, any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Final item, 10.7, first consideration of ordinance 4582, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia by approving the Morning Point Preliminary Planned Unit Development Master Plan, formerly part of the Rutherford Lane Westfield Park Mixed Use PUD, off of Rutherford Lane and Westfield Drive, being a portion of tax map 112, parcel 3.07. This is Ward 1.
Second.
It's been moved, properly seconded. Any discussion on item 10.7? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. All right, section 11, other business. Any member of council have anything for the good of the council? Any announcements? All right, well, good meeting this evening. Thanks, everyone, for your attendance, participation. We have no need to go into executive session, do we, Mr. City Attorney?
No, Mayor.
All right, so with that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. It's been moved by Councilmember Huffman, properly seconded by Councilmember McKelvey. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Ms. Seacrest. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.